When did you last go 24 hours without eating? Never, most people haven't. Yet your brain has been carrying around a backup generator for 300,000 years, just waiting for you to flip the switch. What happens when you finally do might reshape everything you believe about hunger, mental performance, and the incredible machine sitting between your ears. Here's what most people don't know. Your brain doesn't shut down when you stop eating. It shifts into a gear that our ancestors used to survive. Ice ages, hunt mammoths, and build civilizations when food was anything but guaranteed. In the next few minutes, you'll discover why a Japanese scientist won a Nobel Prize for proving that when your brain cells get hungry, they literally eat their own garbage and somehow get stronger. You'll learn why going 24 hours without food increases something called BDNF by up to 50%, essentially giving your brain a dose of growth hormone without any supplements. And you'll understand why that mental clarity people talk about during fasting isn't just placebo. It's pure biochemistry. This is educational content, not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare professional before starting any fasting protocol, especially if you have any medical conditions or take medications. Now let's dive into what really happens hour by hour when your brain goes without food for one full day. The clock starts ticking from your last bite. Hour zero. Your brain, which burns through about 120 grams of glucose every single day, doesn't panic yet. It's still running on the apple you had for dessert, the rice from dinner, all that readily available sugar floating through your bloodstream. But already, something subtle is shifting. Your insulin levels, which spiked after that meal, begin their descent. Think of insulin as a security guard that locks away fat stores. When insulin is high, fat stays imprisoned. When it drops, the prison doors start to unlock. By hour 2, your brain starts acting like a detective. Where's the next meal? It sends out signals checking all the usual delivery routes. Your stomach responds with a gentle rumble. But here's the fascinating part. This isn't real hunger. It's just your brain following a schedule it's memorized. Breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, dinner at 6. When food doesn't arrive on time, your brain sends out ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Studies show ghrelin can surge by 28% in these early hours. But if you wait, if you don't respond to that first call, something interesting happens. The ghrelin wave passes. Your brain realizes this isn't an emergency and starts looking for plan B. By hour 4, norepinephrine begins to rise. This is the same chemical that floods your system when you're excited or need to focus intensely. Your pupils might dilate slightly. Your heart rate picks up just a bit. This isn't stress, it's activation. Evolution programmed this response for a simple reason. Our ancestors who got sharper when hungry were the ones who successfully found food. The ones who got sluggish, they didn't pass on their genes. So contrary to what you might expect, these first few hours don't make you weak. They make you alert. Your brain is essentially saying, no food yet, time to hunt. Hours 4 to till or through 8 mark a critical transition that most people never experience. Your liver, that incredible chemical factory, fires up a process called gluconeogenesis, literally making new glucose. Here's what's remarkable about this. Your liver takes amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, and transforms them into the exact glucose your brain needs. It's like your body has a backup generator that can manufacture its own fuel from spare parts. During this window, your glycogen stores those quick energy reserves packed in your liver, and muscles start depleting. You had about 300 to 500 grams stored up, but your brain alone needs 120 grams per day. And that's not counting what your muscles and other organs need. The math doesn't add up for long-term survival on glycogen alone. So your liver becomes an alchemist, converting lactate glycerol and amino acids into fresh glucose. This process is so efficient that your blood sugar remains completely stable. Your brain doesn't even notice the transition. It's still getting its preferred fuel, just from a different supply chain. But here's where things get interesting. While your liver is performing this magic trick, your fat cells are getting restless. They've been locked up by insulin for hours, maybe days, if you're a frequent eater. Now, with insulin dropping, they're preparing for their moment. The stage is being set for one of the most profound metabolic shifts your body can experience. Between hours 8 and 12, your body crosses a metabolic Rubicon. Insulin levels drop by nearly 50% from their peak. This isn't a crash. It's a controlled descent that triggers a cascade of changes. With insulin, this low hormone-sensitive lipase, an enzyme that breaks down fat, activates throughout your body. Fat cells start releasing fatty acids into your bloodstream like prisoners walking free after years of confinement. But here's the plot twist. While insulin plummets, growth hormone surges. Studies show it can increase fivefold during a 24-hour fast. This isn't the synthetic stuff bodybuilders inject. This is your pituitary gland's own pharmaceutical-grade hormone, hormone, and it has one primary mission during fasting: preserve your muscle mass. Your body is smart. It knows the difference between a temporary food shortage and starvation. So it burns fat while protecting muscle. It's choosing the expendable energy over the essential structure. Look, if you're feeling dizzy and it won't go away after sitting down for a few minutes, that's your body saying stop. Don't push through that. And if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, have type 1 diabetes, or a history of eating disorders, this isn't for you. Your brain needs stable fuel for other priorities. But for healthy adults, this metabolic switch is exactly what your body was designed to do. The 12 to 16-hour mark is when the magic really begins. Your liver, now fully in fasting mode, starts producing ketone bodies from those fatty acids your fat cells released: beta-hydroxybutyrate, acetoacetate, acetone. These aren't just backup fuel. They're premium fuel. Think of it like this. Glucose is regular gasoline. It works, but it burns fast and leaves residue. Ketones are like high-octane racing fuel. They burn cleaner, last longer, and produce more energy per unit. Your brain, which typically runs exclusively on glucose, starts accepting these ketones through special transporters at the blood-brain barrier. And when neurons start burning ketones, something remarkable happens. BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, increases by up to 50%. This is literally miracle grow for your brain. BDNF promotes the growth of new neurons, protects existing ones, and strengthens the connections between them. A team at Johns Hopkins found that just 24 hours of fasting triggers this surge. No expensive supplements, no complicated protocols. Just the absence of food flips a switch that makes your brain grow stronger. This is also when many people report that strange mental clarity. It's not imagination. Ketones provide a steadier energy supply than glucose. No more peaks and valleys, no more afternoon crashes. Your brain is running on steady-state fuel for the first time in years, maybe decades. Ancient monks knew this. They called it spiritual clarity. Modern science calls it metabolic efficiency. Same phenomenon, different language. Hours 16 through 20 represent the deep cleaning phase. This is when Yoshinori Osumi's Nobel Prize-winning discovery takes center stage. Autophagy, from the Greek words for self-eating, accelerates dramatically. But don't let the name scare you. This isn't your body consuming itself in desperation. It's your cells identifying damaged components, misfolded proteins, and dysfunctional mitochondria, then breaking them down and recycling them into fresh, functional parts. Think of autophagy as Marie Kondo for your neurons. Does this protein spark joy? No. Then it gets broken down and rebuilt into something useful. That buildup of cellular garbage that contributes to brain fog, autophagy, clears it out. Those misfolded proteins that can lead to neurodegenerative diseases, autophagy targets them for destruction. Osumi studied this process in yeast cells for decades, never knowing his work would revolutionize our understanding of human health. When he won the Nobel Prize in 2016, he proved that fasting doesn't just change what we eat, it changes how our cells maintain themselves. During these same hours, your glymphatic system kicks into high gear. This is your brain's waste removal system, and it works best when you're not digesting food. It's like having a night shift cleaning crew that can only work when the office is empty. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through your brain tissue, flushing out metabolic waste products, including beta amyloid, the protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. Your brain is literally washing itself clean while you fast. If you're feeling a bit spacey or having trouble concentrating around hour 18, that's normal. Your brain is adapting to its new fuel source. Don't be a hero. If symptoms persist or worsen, listen to your body. It knows what it needs. The final stretch hours, 20 through 24, is when your brain cells start building new power plants. Mitochondrial biogenesis. The creation of new mitochondria accelerates. These are the tiny organelles that produce ATP, the energy currency of every cell in your body. Your neurons aren't just surviving without food, they're upgrading their infrastructure. It's like your brain cells are saying, if we need to be more efficient, let's build more power plants. Your orexin system, which regulates wakefulness and appetite, undergoes a complete recalibration. Orexin neurons become more sensitive, which explains why many people feel unusually alert despite not eating. This isn't the jittery alertness of caffeine. It's a calm, focused awareness that our ancestors would have recognized as the optimal state for finding food or avoiding predators. Something else happens in these final hours that scientists are just beginning to understand. Your brain's default mode network. The system active during rest and introspection shows increased connectivity. You might find yourself having insights or making connections you wouldn't normally make. Problems that seemed complex suddenly have obvious solutions. This isn't mystical. It's measurable on brain scans. Your neural networks are communicating more efficiently without the constant interruption of digestion and blood sugar fluctuations. When you finally break your fast at the 24-hour mark, the transformation doesn't instantly reverse. Your brain has learned something. It's remembered an ancient program, a metabolic flexibility that modern life had let it forget. The first bite of food triggers a controlled insulin response, not the wild spike of someone who eats every 3 hours. Your neurons, now equipped with new mitochondria and cleared of cellular debris, process that energy more efficiently. The big picture here isn't about suffering through hunger. It's about rediscovering a capacity your brain has always had but rarely uses. You're not starving your brain, you're upgrading it. You're activating pathways that won a Nobel Prize, increasing growth factors that pharmaceutical companies spend billions trying to replicate, and clearing out cellular garbage that accumulates from constant eating. This isn't about becoming someone who fasts all the time. It's about knowing that your brain has options. It's about understanding that the discomfort of hunger is temporary, but the benefits of metabolic flexibility can last. Some doctors insist you need to eat every 3 hours to maintain brain function. Others point to research showing cognitive benefits from 24, 48, even 72-hour fasts. Where do you stand? Have you experienced that fasting clarity? Or are you skeptical it even exists? Here's what I want to know. If you felt that mental sharpness during fasting, comment the word clarity below. If you're curious but haven't tried it yet, comment curious. I read every single comment and want to know what percentage of you have actually experienced this. And if you know someone who thinks skipping meals damages the brain, share this video. Science tells a very different story. Subscribe if you want to understand more hidden abilities your body has been keeping from you. And if you're fascinated by what fasting does to your brain, wait until you see what it does to your organs. That video is next. Your brain has been waiting 300,000 years to show you what it can do without food. Maybe it's time you let it.